Hold your fire! I'm a human!
What's up guys, it's Cody aka the Bear here with Bits and Glory, and we are back with a long overdue March 2021 pickups video. I ended up getting a bunch of stuff, even though I pretty much said I wasn't going to, but you know what, I ended up selling a bunch more Pokemon cards. We got the Biden bucks, you know, it's time. You gotta keep adding to that collection, you know what I'm saying? The one thing that I do want to do is keep this a little bit shorter. Since I do have a lot of stuff, this video could probably drag on close to a half hour, but I definitely want to be less than 20 minutes for you guys. Everybody's got things to do, trying to be mindful of that, so let's get this shit started, right? So first off, I got two wireless controllers from Stoneage Gamer. They were on sale. This is for the N64 and they're called the Retro Fighters. I got the gray one and this kind of translucent bluish green aqua color. I don't remember the name of the exact color, but I love the way that they look. I like the way they feel. They do feel slightly, like I granted the original N64 controllers weren't super heavy or anything, but I kind of wish these felt slightly heavier. But overall, it feels like a very good build. I haven't used them yet. Jimmy A used one, part of our Bits and Glory community, and from what I understand, they're pretty good. So I'm pretty happy to add those to the collection because at this point, honestly guys, I love wireless controllers now. I'm so used to having them, and you know, I have so many 8-bit DOE controllers for the SNES or the Sega Genesis or the NES. It's just a matter of time. I want to get wireless controllers for everything. I heard that actually Atari 2600 made wireless controllers back in the day that are actually pretty good. I'd like to get those. I want everything wireless, baby. Anyways, so that's that. That's all I got for N64 related things. I guess we're going to kind of bump around to some more documentation sort of stuff. Next, I picked up a game that we played on stream, which, by the way, the stream is down again. We were able to come back for about a month, and now it's not working again. Great! So much fun! Love it! This is a game that we did complete on stream back earlier in the winter, when we actually started having our problems. One of my streams, the frames went very, very, very choppy. But anyways, the Illusion of Gaia Explorer Nintendo Power Handbook. Pretty cool. It's the instruction manual, but basically, like, we're talking, it walks you through the whole game. Would have been really nice to have, because there was a couple spots in this game that I actually did kind of get lost in. But I'm glad, you know, it's better late than never, you know what I'm saying? I'd love to get the box. As you guys know, I got rid of my bit boxes. You could actually see. Oh my god, every time I do this. Anyway, they're over here. I got rid of my bit boxes and I put everything in, can't remember the name of them. Keep 'em Minty, I believe is the name on eBay. Put them in these like plastic container things and just doing card only. So obviously for SNES card only, you can't quite fit this in the dust sleeve like you can with a Nintendo game. I digress. I'd like to get the box at some point because I also picked up the world map for Illusion of Gaia, which on the flip side has the enemy list. And I love shit like this, guys. I really do. When it comes to RPGs, at some point I'd love to get like everything. I actually have one coming in the mail for another game. It's actually something that I used to have back in the day and I sold it like an idiot, but you know what? It's time to reacquire. So I'm doing just that. But yeah, so I picked up all the stuff pretty much for Illusion of Gaia that comes, you know, in the complete bundle. And at some point, fingers crossed guys, I'd like to either acquire a cheap boxed copy or a box itself. And I'd like to put this one in the complete section. Alright, on to the next, more documentation book type stuff. A company that I love, I will give them a shout out in the comments below. I've done a review on their SNES/Super Famicom visual compendium, Bitmap Books. They got a bunch of other books coming out soon too around my birthday that I'm gonna have Oneida buy me. But anyways, I picked up 3. First is the Atari 2600 and 7800 visual compendium. I'll probably do a more in-depth review on this later, but for now, again, if you guys seen my review for the SNES one, it's very similar. So pretty much what they do is they take aesthetically pleasing screenshots of the games and they accompany them with blurbs, whether it be from people that worked on the game, you know, critics, stuff like that, where they're kind of chronicling either the reception of the game, something specifically in the game, or how well it's sold, stuff like that, basically. It's really interesting because for somebody like me, I'm not a huge reader. I don't like reading that much, and it's perfect. Like, not only are they giving you great ideas for games to play in the future as you go through, but the games that you already know about and you want to learn more about, it gives really, really good information. You know, coupling it with the cool screenshots, it's just, I love these books. I can't recommend them enough. They have an NES/Famicom one coming out soonish as well, which I will certainly pick up. Also from Bitmap Books, we have Generation 64, which, again, I don't want to go too in depth here. This is in regards to the Commodore 64, which I recently purchased, so my interest is piqued, clearly. This particular book is Generation 64, the story of how the Commodore 64 inspired a generation of Swedish gamers. So, essentially, I didn't look too much into this one yet. From what I understand, is pretty much exactly what it says on the cover. You know, it gives you information and interviews of people that ended up coding games back in the day, but also currently, and how the Commodore 64, you know, inspired them basically and got them really going on the route of, you know, creating video games and such. So pretty cool. Commodore is a system that I still haven't really fully explored yet. I got a flash cart for it, and I own like a couple of games, but not a lot. I'm hoping soon. Work's been really busy. I've been having so many problems with streaming. I just feel like I'm constantly drained, constantly troubleshooting. I really got to sit down and start playing games and keep my mental health in check here. And the Commodore is definitely something that I'm going to dive into hard. So many cool games that I haven't played. I really want to get to The Last Ninja, stuff like that. Anyways, lastly, the last book, probably my favorite one, even as much as I like the visual compendium, the Game Boy box art collection by Bitmap Books. This is just, you want to talk about aesthetically pleasing, and just like, this book is hefty and hard. And so basically, here it is. They're gonna go through and give you nice quality scans, I guess, I'm assuming, of various boxes, whether it be English or Japanese, clearly, as you can see here. Blurbs about the game and screenshots down below. It's really freaking cool, guys. I'm a big Game Boy guy, and I haven't really dove far enough into the Game Boy library as I'd like, and this is gonna serve as not only a good coffee table book, good information, good to look at, but it's also gonna add to the backlog, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. Those are the books that I got from Bitmap Books. Guys, if you like retro gaming, check them out. Seriously, they're based in the UK. Shipping is quick as hell. I know you can buy stuff on Amazon as well. Lots of really cool books coming out soon. Japanese RPG book, computer RPG book, the NES visual compendium. So cool, guys. Really, really recommend them. Next, sorta, kinda. So this is a Virtual Boy, for those of you in the know, which was a short-lived, critically panned console by Nintendo, where essentially the graphics are in red and black, creates like a 3D effect. You put your eyes into it, set it up on a table or something. The controller kinda is the power adapter. Kind of a weird system. Not that many games made for it. The ones that do exist, for the most part, are pretty expensive, and there's some really expensive ones. I actually got this particular Virtual Boy from a trade years ago with Stall Talk in the Bits and Glory community, but my Virtual Boy fell victim to a very common issue where I guess the ribbons were coming undone, so basically the eye, like the one eye, wasn't working anymore, so you lost the 3D effect and everything looked really off. Well, I found somebody on eBay that fixed it, so I got my Virtual Boy fixed. So now I can get headaches while I play all those great games. You know what? Fuck it. I love the Virtual Boy. I'll take the headaches. I love the aesthetics. They're very, very unique for the time. Mario Tennis is sick. The Wario game's good. I don't give a shit. Virtual Boy gets 2 thumbs up from me. Speaking of Stall Talk, as we shift here, got some SNES games this month. 4 of them, sort of free. Stall Talk and I did a couple of deals here and there, and I guess you got some doubles and some lots that he was getting. Sports games, nothing crazy. Obviously, don't expect them to give me like fucking, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy or something for free. But games that I didn't have for the collection, so I'm certainly happy to add them, because at some point I do want to have a complete NES and SNES collection. We have Bulls vs. Blazers in the NBA playoffs. These are in those Keep 'em Minty things already, so I apologize for the glare, but they're going on the shelf after these videos, so. Next we have Bill Walsh, College Football, NBA Showdown, and NCAA Football. Surprisingly, I don't have as many sports games as you'd think. Obviously, I'm not going out of my way to buy them, but you would have thought over the years with Craigslist and the flea markets and all that type of shit, Salvation Armies, that I would have acquired more sports games, but to my surprise, you know, Stall Talks Doubles, I didn't have that many of them, so I'm happy. Now I have them in the collection that are probably just gonna sit on the shelf and collect dust, but not on the cartridge, on those Keep 'em Minty things. I guess, by the way, those could be considered a pickup. I got those this month as well. I'll link those in the description as well. Anything that I find to be good for any fellow collectors, I will link down below. Now, into the more quote-unquote meaty stuff. Here's a game that I need to clean up with Gugon and all that type of stuff, but I took it on as a project because I got it for a really good price. It's the Peacekeepers, made by Jalico, I don't know how to pronounce that. They have the trilogy of Peacekeepers, Tough Enough, and Rival Turf, I believe. They're like beat-em-up brawlers. I actually got the reproduction type cartridge thing from Retrobit, complete, back from GameStop around Christmas time. But I want to get the real games. I don't really like that shit. Literally the only reason I bought that thing was because it kicked me over to free shipping. Because it was like $9 and it was cheap enough. But anyway, picked this up for a really good price. I remember when this was on GameStop Retro, they had this priced ridiculously. I don't know why. They had it like over $100. It is not that expensive, but the price I paid for it was really good. I think I got this for about 30 something bucks. And I feel like it normally goes for about 50. So I'm happy with that. Definitely a game I'd like to get to in the near future. Picked up, that was on Mercari, by the way. And another game from Mercari, Eek the Cat, made by Ocean. Now, when I was a kid, I used to actually watch Eek the Cat. It wasn't one of my favorite shows by any means, but I remember I was scrolling through Mercari and I'm like, oh, they made a video game for Eek the Cat? I went into this very blindly. I still haven't really played it, but I actually like Ocean games. So I'm gonna say that at some point, I will play this and enjoy it simply because I like Eat the Cat and I like Ocean. And this was another one where the price was right. I usually what I do, if I'm on a site like Mercari, I'll go over to eBay or Amazon or something and I'll try to find like the cheapest card available. And the price was about $10 less than the cheapest available card on eBay. So for me, I'm happy with it. Also, I apologize in advance, guys. Razor's on my lap. He's kind of sleeping, kind of not. If he wakes up and is loud, it is what it is. You guys know. Those of you that watch the streams, you know. Okay, lastly, a combination of Mercari and eBay. I'm just going to kind of show these all at once. A series that I've always been intrigued by. I love the company. I love the gist of the games. Without manuals, without a lot of time, they could be very, very difficult to play. And truth be told, I probably won't play these that much, but I wanted them for the collection, and again, the price was right. I got really good deals on all three of these. We got Romance of the Three Kingdoms 2, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 3, and Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4. Now, all three of these, the battery backups, I can't remember if 2 has one, but the ones that do have the battery backups, they all work. Everything is flawless. There's some label damage here and there. You know, it is what it is. I love the idea behind these strategy games, but they can get a bit long-winded and a little bit confusing. I realize that. But you know what? Again, have some extra money. Want to flush out that SNES and NES collection, so why not? Why not treat yourself? Which is exactly what I did. Alright, I'm trying to figure out here what I want to tackle next. I think we'll just jump here. You guys, I probably made mention of it in my last video, and I purchased a lot of the other games in the series. And this was actually purchased a while back, it just took forever to get here. And that is a Biohazard 2 on the GameCube, which is Resident Evil 2. This is the Japanese version. I bought this, 1, because it's one of my favorite games of all time. 2, I wanted all the Japanese GameCube games at this point. And 3, I will speedrun this in the future. Oh shit, there's Lily. Hey Lily. I will speedrun this in the future. I'm gonna start speedrunning stuff on console and not computer. I was speedrunning Biohazard 2 on the computer previously. I got sub-hour. I did it for about a month, so I was happy with it, but I definitely think I can improve on that, and I'd like to get an actual run submitted to speedrun.com and hope for the best, right? I got my Spice Orange Japanese GameCube last month, and this was the main game that I wanted to play for it. So, happy to add that to the collection. It's complete. All good. And now, before I get into... Yeah, I've been collecting namely for Nintendo lately. So before I get into that stuff... Probably gonna have some spoilers if I move this. Oh, geez, you could see that, can't you? Oh, well. Anyway. Picked up an analog thing. Not from Analog, mind you, because Analog never has anything in stock. This is the Mega SG adapters for the HDMI Mega Drive Sega Genesis. It allows you to play Game Gear, My Card, and Mark III / SG-1000. I namely got this for the Game Gear. Game Gear is a system that I didn't have growing up. My friend had it. I do own a Game Gear. It works. Not a huge fan of portable systems, to be honest with you. I like playing stuff on TV. So here you go. I can play all that shit on TV now in glorious HD. So pretty happy about that. And I think I could probably use... I have a Game Gear flash cart. I could probably use it on that, which would allow me to play... There was a Shining Force game that came out on the Game Gear only in Japan that has a fan translation for it that I'd love to play. So I'm happy to add that to the collection. Just gives me more ways to play games in HD. Can't complain. Alright guys, last but certainly not least, we're going to get into the NES and Famicom stuff, and that'll be the end of the video. I see them at 16 minutes. I'm trying to get under 20. It's not going to happen. First, Star Wars on the Famicom. Pretty gold cartridge. I purchased this at the tail end of the Star Wars February hype. This is a game that is very interesting. I would say that it's good. It is very, very difficult. I know Mike Matei of former Cinemassacre fame streamed it. Was it like last year or 2 years ago or something? I don't remember, but he streamed it for a long time. I don't think he beat it. It's really hard, but it's a cool game. I messed around in it for a little while. Star Wars February, I'm past. I don't really want to play any more Star Wars stuff in the near future. Maybe I'll save this one for next year. But again, price was very good. I got this on Mercari. I sent the guy an offer and he accepted it instantly, so I was pretty pumped about that. Next, we're going to get into the regular Nintendo stuff. I'm going to go cartridge only first, and then we're going to go boxed and or complete. So first, I will take it out slightly because I have the dust sleeves on in here as well. Gremlins 2 on the NES by Sunsoft. I just got this in the mail literally today. Cleaned it up and I played it for about 15 minutes. This game's fucking cool. This game's like a lot of fun and the soundtrack rules what you'd expect from Sunsoft. This is one that I actually want to beat this year. Lily, what are you doing? Look at this little kitty. Lily's never really on my streams. It's always Razor. But I do have another cat and she's a beauty. Next, a game that is not very good, a game that I used to have in my collection complete, a game that I wanted simply because it's an RPG, and again, the price was right. Came with the manual actually, so that's pretty cool. We re-added Hide-A-Lie to the collection. This is probably like the cheapest RPG on the console other than maybe Dragon Warrior 1. And Dragon Warrior 1 obviously blows this game out of the water, but you know, I'm a sucker for RPGs, I'm a sucker for grinds. Sometimes I'm a sucker for shittily made games such as this, so I wanted to re-add it, and it was like, honestly, it was like $8 with the manual, so whatever. Glad to have it back in the collection, even if it does kind of suck. I did get some big ticket items, guys, so we'll get to those last. Oh, gotta take this out for you, I apologize. So a game, again, that's not very good from what I understand. Beetlejuice, made by, or published by LJN. I played it for a little bit. It's a little rough around the edges. But again, going for a complete set. I love horror movies. I love Beetlejuice. It's one of the best movies of all time in my opinion, so fuck it. Again, price was right. About $5 less than the going rate on eBay, so can't complain. Next, a game that I purchased, even though technically I kind of had it in another form, in Donkey Kong Classics, due to the Test Your Bits challenge on my Discord, www.bitsdiscord.com, by the way. This month we were doing Donkey Kong, so I picked up the black box version of Donkey Kong, which again, if you own Donkey Kong Classics, which is a lot cheaper, it's already on there. But for collection purposes, we added this baby, and this was actually how I set my high score, my previous high score. My current one was done on the Power Pack, but my second highest score was done on this the day that I got it. Happy to add it to the collection. Donkey Kong is a timeless classic. Honestly, if you like old arcade games and you don't like Donkey Kong, there's something wrong with you. Alright, getting into the more high ticket items, I purchased this at like the beginning of March. A game that's for the most part panned, but being a horror fan and you know, obviously wanting to collect everything in the Nintendo library, very interesting one. We got Ghoul School here on the NES. Lily, what are you doing? Lily is just reeking. I think she took a dump and she's just freaking out over there. I watched Mike Matei and Bootsy play this, and they definitely did not like it, and it didn't look that good. But you know what? I'll give games an honest try. I always will. And I think I can get some enjoyment out of this one. So happy to add that one to the collection as well. But now we're getting into the more interesting games. I'm actually gonna jump around a little bit between boxed to not boxed. I have 4 things left and then we're done, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. Jeez. Lily's... You guys saw that and heard that probably. Anyway. Picked up a German PAL version of the Smurfs in the box. Die Schlumpfy or whatever. We did not get this in America. This was PAL only, I believe. And when I saw it on Mercari, I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to collect for PAL. I want an NTSC collection, but again, price was right. Thought it was really quirky, really interesting. Played it for a little bit and it's actually pretty good. Little platformer. Smurfs. Not a huge Smurfs guy, but at some point I'd like to beat this, and I'm happy to add to the collection. Again, when the price is right, I'm just gonna do it. Fuck it. Alright, you know what? I will just do my next box one here. This one is unfortunately, I don't think it's complete. I don't think we have... I'm trying to check it real quick off camera, but I don't think it's complete, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's not. I'm missing the guide, which I'll have to track down on its own. But I added Faria. What is it called? A World of Mystery and Danger. I remember that. This is a RPG, action RPG on the NES. It's one, again, that kind of got critically panned. I owned the Famicom cartridge of this, but not the Nintendo version. I am a sucker for RPGs, so I'm sure that I'll love this, even if it's confusing, even if it's grindy. I really have no problem using guides and stuff. This one was pretty pricey. I'll give you the price that I paid for it. It was definitely not $6.99, like it says right there. I think I paid about 150 bucks for this, but the difference in price between card only and having it in the box was pretty minuscule. So I was like, fuck it, dude, I'll get it in the box. I'll spend the extra 20-30 bucks. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to RPG collecting and stuff, I want them in the box. I want them with all the maps and the manuals. So I hope I could find that thing for a reasonable price someday, but we'll see. And lastly, guys, 2 big ticket items that I purchased knowing I was getting my Biden bucks. Loose cartridges, bought them from Mercari, got them below the going rate by about 10-15 bucks a piece. Not the greatest deals, but still deals nonetheless. I'm gonna take them out completely here. We got Mega Man 5, which is actually the most expensive game in the NES Mega Man series. It goes Mega Man 5, then Mega Man 1, and it's kind of a crapshoot after that. I think it might be 6 or 4 that would be the next most expensive, but Mega Man 5 is typically over $100. I got it below 100. I think I got it for like 90. And I love the Mega Man games, so I'm glad to just finally finish off that collection. It's like, again, I want an entire NES collection at some point, but to just finish off Mega Man, I'll take it. And lastly, guys, we're gonna be at about 25 minutes here. I tried. Big ticket item again. One of the NES holy grails, so to speak. Well, I guess not a holy grail, but maybe the next step down. And that is Metal Storm, made by Irem. A game that I've seen mixed reviews of on the internet, but honestly, I like it. I think it's unique. There's like this whole... It's got Mario sticker there on that. This was from Mercari as well. I got it for about $20 below the going rate, I would say. The gimmick in this game is that you can go on the ceiling, going on the floor. There's like gravity changes and stuff. It's really cool. I honestly think it is a game that, while it might not be worth $100 to some people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're gonna have a rare, expensive game, it should be something weird and unique like this. And I'm super, super glad to add it to the collection. I really got a lot of cool NES games this month. Got a lot of cool everything this month, man. I'm very happy with everything that I've been getting. Good prices, and best of all, flea market season starts this weekend. So keep your fingers crossed that your boy could find some stuff below market value at the flea market. And thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I try to keep these as short as possible. Whoa, when you get so much shit, it's almost impossible, man. It's like, I got almost like 20 things to show you, so if I spend over a minute on each, it is what it is. Anyways, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned, I will be back in about a month for my April 2021 pickups video. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time.